Yeah.
Yeah, can you let them in? Thank you. And then put up.
Yes, they're in. They're coming in now.
Okay.
No, trying to share the slide. I'm trying to share the slide now.
Any luck sharing?
Good afternoon, everyone. You are all welcome to the Global International College Accessing Tuition Finance for University Preparation Programs, undergraduate and postgraduate. So basically what we're doing today is to speak about the programs that we're doing that prepares you for top universities. So we have our panelists that are here, and they're going to talk a little bit about what they do and also what is happening with COVID. But most importantly, one of the reasons why we're doing this seminar is because we know that this year has been quite challenging, basically for parents and even students as well. So we're partnering with EDFIN, and EDFIN will tell us a little bit about how they can assist us. Some of our universities are giving scholarships, but we're looking at how to assist parents in terms of paying the fees, whether they're coming to global or they're going to university in Canada, Ireland, and of course, Debrecen. So you're all welcome. So I will just start. So please put your questions on the chat so we can have an interactive session. So my name is Bolaji Osime, CEO Global International College. Global International College we've been around for at least 21 years now. And what we have done is to prepare young people who have finished SS3 or year 11. We prepare them here for 1 or 2 years, but we basically prepare them for the country that they're going to, 1 or 2 years. And from when they come here, they move on to university. So that's why we have a few of our partners here today, just to see the progression. And then please go on with the slide. Next slide, please. So I'm just going to introduce our panelists. Okay. So like I said, we have Mrs. Bume Lawson, CEO, EDFIN Microfinance. So she'll be talking about the financial aspect that I just spoke about, how we can help parents, how we can help students. Then we have Mr. Sean Zhang he's a Canadian expert, he's our partner as well. And he will talk about Canada and just tell you what's going on in Canada in terms of coming in and some fees that they are paying there, and also visa, what's happening right now with COVID-19, because everybody, we're all wondering what's going to happen in September. So they'll tell us a bit. And of course, Mr. Joseph Ogun, who represents Irish universities. So he's also going to be talking to us about procedure for admission after you finish global, or even if you want to go in September and you're interested in going. So welcome, I welcome all our panelists, and I'm just going to quickly go through a few slides with just to tell you what we do. So as soon as the COVID, as soon as we had to lock down, we immediately went online. We have a website that is www.Global College Online, and all our courses, everything is listed online to make it easy. And we're partnering, we subscribe to the Dynamics Microsoft platform. So what it does is that it allows everything to be in one place. So it's very seamless, it's very easy. So if you want to join Global, well, right now we're doing entrance exams. You just come to us online rather. You do your entrance exam online and we take it from there. So please go on. Okay, so our mission is to deliver the best in curriculum based online for students anywhere in the world at any time, and to also make education accessible, affordable for students all over, all over. So that's our vision. And what we do is to also, apart from the Nigerian curriculum, we also have international curriculum as well. And that helps at this kind of time. Because, for example, with our Canadian students who are with us in Abuja and in Lagos, they've been able to take an exam. So they have not been caught like some of the WAEC students have been caught up now because WAEC is not online. So they've taken their exams, and then with CIE, they have asked us to send the grades of the students. So it's made it easier. So when you do an international exam, you can always do a Nigerian exam, but also make sure you do an international one for your O levels going forward. That's the lesson that has been learned now, because parents are still waiting for government to agree for students to take the exams. Hopefully that will be done for WAEC in September. So, so our perfect blend of traditional and virtual learning, we have like a blended learning. So even if we do come back, and we come back, obviously this thing has to end at a particular time. If we do come back, from there, we're going to still have blended learning. That's the model we're going to use, which means we'll still go online for certain things. You know, students might have to come in staggered and all of that. So we're looking at in-class and blended learning for online when we do come back to school. And I know government is talking about that, and they're looking at what would happen for the when we have to resume. So these are our course offerings. Please go on. Next slide. Okay, so Global College, we're in partnership, like I said. So we have, of course, we have a secondary school, which is a lower and upper secondary school. Then we do the International Medical Foundation Program. We found out that a lot of our students want to study medicine. In the North American universities, you cannot do medicine as a first degree. You need to do it as a second degree. In UK, you can do it. In Canada, in Ireland, you can do it. And of course, in Debrecen, you can also do it, or you can do the A levels. So we also have the Canadian Foundation Program, because what we have realized is that there are quite a few courses in the OSSD, Ontario Secondary School Diploma, that is not taking a WAEC. So what we want to do is to make sure our students have 1 year studying the curriculum that they're going to go and do in universities. Very, very important. In fact, for the Medical Foundation Program, we actually do medical related courses, medicine related courses. So for Canada, that's why we do the Ontario Secondary School Diploma. For the USA, we do the AP, the SATs, and we also have the American diploma, accredited diploma. And of course, UK Foundation, which is very popular. It's an alternative to A levels. So students come here and they sit for their UK Foundation for just 1 year, just less than 1 year. And so long as we are online, all our courses are online. It can be accessed online. And of course, we're also looking at doing some short courses in the summer. Now we're going to be doing some of the STEM, and we have to be preparing our students for 21st century. So we're going to be looking at STEM and robotics, integrating it even during the year. We're integrating it into what our students are learning, because it's very important. Then we have revision classes that are ongoing, vocational courses during the summer. So we started our summer program, particularly for students who need some help in either English, maths, or some of the subjects. Please go on. So we are accredited. The important thing is we are accredited by the Ministry of Education for our secondary school and sixth form. We're a Center for Cambridge International Exams. So when you come to us, you know you're coming to an institution that is accredited. So all our courses are accredited. We are also a Center for West African Examinations. And also, we also take exams here for the Canadian Foundation. The US Foundation, we don't take the exams in the college, but they can do it online. So luckily, most of this are done online. So of course, we also do the exams for the degree foundation. So I'm just showing you some of our fees. Now that we are online, these are fees for online. So it's basically for the foundation program. It comes to about 72,000 per subject, 120,000 for a month, which is to do for a month. That's the cost for a month. So for a term, it will come to about 360 if you are doing any of those programs. There are some of the programs that still has a license fee that you have to pay, particularly Canadian Foundation programs. So once you go online and you apply, then we can send all the details to you. So it's quite easy, it's quite straightforward, and they will, take you through some of the what we do here. We'll send a letter and put some details in there to help you to navigate even the website. Please go on. Okay, so I'm just going to speed through this quickly. Of course, we have highly qualified teachers. Teachers have been with us for nearly 20 years. They're still with us. They're very qualified to teach every aspect of the curriculum. We've been doing the Ontario Secondary School curriculum for about 10 years. We've actually been online for about 5 years now. Our students have been doing online courses. So that's why it was easy for us to just move forward. Now, it's a very flexible approach. Even if some people who are participants who are in the audience today might say, okay, I might be working and I want to do a postgraduate, or I want to do something, because it's online, you can take classes when you come back from the office, or you can take classes on Saturdays. For example, we've just launched online degrees for UK, that can be done in Nigeria. We just launched that. So we have it in computer management and also business. And of course, for the US as well, we also have an online program you can join before you go to the US. So most of these programs allows you to earn credits, to get the credit at a lower rate, and then you can go and join when everything is okay. You can go to the UK or go to the US or any part of the world. Please go on. Okay, this is just basically looking at education in Nigeria, because people will be saying, oh, now, what is it? Because a lot of people will say to you, it's going to be expensive, pandemic has happened, but it's still an investment. So what we did was just to analyze that, okay, fine, if you're going to go to a university in Nigeria, some of them who are, private universities, they charge between 750,000 and 2.5 million. So you might end up, paying more fees. But what happens is that the most important thing to know is that it's an investment. And which one is a better investment? So we find that when you finish in the UK or US, you're able to, particularly in Canada and even the US to an extent, and of course in Ireland as well, that you can work post-graduation work. So important thing for parents to sort of know is that you want to go to a country where your children will be able, immediately to be able to get a job. And that prepares them for the world, So we know in the US or UK, we just calculated it that starting salary, once you've started, you are earning about $56,000. That's about, I don't know if the rate is right there, but when we calculated it was about 22 million. So even if you finish in Nigeria, please go back, I haven't finished. If you finish in Nigeria, we know what the unemployment is peaking now, It's very difficult to get a job. So it's difficult, and you don't get universities giving you post-graduation work or helping you to get jobs. So even finally, if you do get a job, it'll probably be between 1 million or 2.5 million annually. So when you look at that and you compare it to having an education in the US or in the UK or in Canada, and luckily UK has also accepted that you can work. So the benefits are there for studying abroad, even during this pandemic time. So long as you keep safe, your university is ensuring that there's safety, and you also are responsible about what you're doing. At the end of the day, you'll find that what is important is that you have a university you can go, that you can get employment during even campus and after. So therefore, you have relevant work experience. That's the reason that parents invest for their children. They invest so that they can get a better job. Next slide, please. Let me quickly run through this. So just a few of our students who have done very well in A-levels. Some of them are already done now. They are doing their PhDs and stuff. Next slide, please. Okay, so just a little bit about studying in the UK. Like I said, right now we had a webinar. We've done a few webinars. We just decided that we'll do this one now. A lot of people have come to our webinars, and representatives from the UK had come as well. So we didn't quite invite them, but there's a lot for the UK. It's good quality education. Everybody knows that. Online blended learning. So a lot of them are saying in the UK now that there's still border restriction in Nigeria because planes are not going. But if you have an admission, you can start online. And like I said, we have an online degree with a couple of universities that you can start here and then you can progress. So it's a good place to go. Next, please. Next slide. So a few of our partner universities are, these are a few of our, not all of them. We have quite a lot of them. So a few of them are here that you can go to. And like I said, you can start online and then move over to the university. Next, please. So Ireland as well, I will leave this for Mr. Ogun to speak a little bit about it. He will tell you, because you can see that there's a lot of benefits in studying in Ireland. He will tell you a bit more about it. You are able to get a job. I think they have the lowest, that, you know, hardly everybody sort of gets a job. You know, they don't have a high unemployment. I don't know with the pandemic, but he will tell us a bit, you know. So, and you can also apply for citizenship. So that's a beauty. You know, that's what parents should be looking at, that wherever I'm sending my child, it's an investment, or what comes after that investment, career-wise, job-wise, very important. Please go on. Some of the Irish universities. Next, please. Also Germany, we do a Germany preparatory program as well. In some of the universities, they're literally free, particularly the public universities, and their fees are low as well. You know, even the ones that are not free, the fees are low, you know, and it's world-class education. So what we do here basically is to do the German exam. You know, that's what we do, because it's important to know how to speak, because if you're going to go and work there after your university, you'll be able to you know, talk and speak the language. It helps you to now, you know, integrate into the community. So that's why they always say try and do the German language. So that's what we do here. We don't really teach the foundation. When you go there, you now go and do a foundation. Next, please. Next. So some of the German universities are here. Next, please. So these are our university preparation courses I'm going through. And these are the courses you can come and register. Next slide. Register with Global. So all we ask now, yes, we know that WAEC has not done exams, but students are actually coming in now themselves, going online, and they're registering, and they're also doing the entrance exam. And even if you don't want to do the entrance exam, we will look at that. You can still register with us. And when it's time, because a lot of students are still preparing for WAEC, and we understand that. You know, and once WAEC is done, it will be beautiful. Even before that, we can look at your mock results. And if you have IGCSE, if you're also waiting for WAEC, the important thing is to also look at an alternative, and that's the IGCSEs. The IGCSEs will be done in November, and we're already preparing students for that. But we think by first week of September, they probably would allow students to go in. So because a lot of students have done WAEC, 1.5 million students have registered for WAEC. So that is giving families a little bit of jitter, that what are we going to do if we don't have the qualification to move forward. But most countries, most universities, they'll tell us today, have been a little bit flexible about that, because everybody knows what students have gone through. So 5 credits, maths and English, personal statement, good recommendation from counselor, mock results considered as well. Next, please. Next slide. Okay, US universities. I won't go through this because we're going to have a US webinar. So we will talk about this on the webinar. So basically what we do the US. So please go on. Go on. Then Canada. Sean will tell us a bit about Canada as well when it comes on, about the universities, the quality of education, post-graduation work permit, opportunity to apply for residency, and all of that stuff. Next, please. This is just to showcase what we are doing as a college, as a preparatory college to our students, you know, and it's critical that they actually start applying now. So even if you haven't done WAEC, next slide, please. If you haven't done WAEC, the opportunity is there. These are some of the top universities in Canada. So please go on. So please go on. So scholarships, in terms of scholarships, partner universities are giving scholarships. These are the UK partner universities. So it goes from 3,000 to 5,000. That helps. So to an extent, they're reducing what a parent has to pay. So to that extent, it's working out well. So we have the opportunity of scholarships, and then also, we have EDFIN that will see how they can support us as well. Next, please. And you can go to their website as well to check out. It can be accessed from there. Okay. Hello. Do we have any more slides? Okay, so just a few of our offerings that we are working on. It's too fast. Can you go back, please? Hello, can you go back? Okay. So we have a few webinars that we're doing, and then we also have like the intensive programs that we're doing. That started already for WIEC. So if you know that you want to study for WIEC and you still want to do an intensive revision, you need to call us. Also, Cambridge IGCSE A-levels intensive, like I said, is an alternative to WIEC as well. So you don't want to put your eggs in one basket. So you can also join us for the next 3 months that we're going to be doing an intensive for the October-November exams. Of course, our supervised online entrance exams are every Saturday, so you can call us on that. Next. So some of our online summer classes, like I said, then of course we also have, like I said, we have some online degree programs that is being floated in partnership with NCC. MBA Online is one of them. You can earn a degree in at least between 21 to about 21 months. And then we have the coaching classes for GSS3 to SS3. That's online intensive summer tutorial. Next, please. Okay, so what do you do? So the question is, if you're interested, you need to complete our application online. And then we need transcripts for 2 years. We need your passport. That's all we need for now. Next. And then we'll reply you. All you have to do is to go online. The numbers have been put there. So go online, register, and then, we will get back to you. Next. Okay, so some more information, and that's our contact information for Global International College. So you can contact us at com or go to our website or call any of the numbers that are listed there. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I will quickly now move on to our partners so they can tell us a bit about what they're offering and in partnership, because when they finish with us, when students finish with us, they want to be assured that they're going to a university that's the top university. And like I said again, there are other things, that are added that universities have to offer. So please, can you bring the slide down? So let me start off with Mr. Ogun. Mr. Ogun, who is a representative of Irish universities. Mr. Ogun, can you tell us a bit about what we are going to be expecting? What should our students expect? Okay, Mr. Olusanya has joined us. You are welcome, Mr. Olusanya. So can you just tell us, in terms of admission, first of all, for this year, can you just tell us what's going on with Ireland for this year? What do they need to do for students who already don't have a WIEC? If you tell us a bit about that. Thank you so much.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. I'm just going to... Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome again. Thank you, Mr. Osime, for inviting me. Hello, Mrs. Lawson. EDFIN is a very good initiative, I have to say. And thank you for all team players. Sean, hi. Mr. Lufemi, how are you? Right, to all participants, I believe you can hear me. Currently, I'll share to you what Ireland is doing at the minute. Or generally speaking, the COVID situation has been well managed in Ireland, and we've had very, in the last 21 days, as we want to call it, we've had less than 36 new cases, and the recovery rate has been excellent as well. We're no more in the panic phase. We're currently looking forward to receiving students. Initially, the government of Ireland had announced that every student that comes into Ireland will be quarantined or will be advised to self-isolate for 2 weeks. That has been relaxed now. The language we're now using is you'll be asked to remain indoors on your own terms. You're allowed to go outside and exercise or go to the shops, but you have to have least contact with the general public. So basically, we are saying that whatever your situation is, we are ready to receive you. So Ireland is managing the pandemic really very, very well. Prior to now, those students who were already in the country, who lost their jobs due to the economic meltdown or the shutdown of the economy, were given what they call the COVID payments as a palliative, some to the tune of 350 euros every week. And if you look at 350 euros every week and even take it at 10 weeks, that's already 3,500, paid out. And they would have paid fees of mostly between 10,000 and 14,000 euros. And this money that's being paid out to them is not requested of them to pay back or anything. So I have to give, serious kudos to Ireland. Now, Mrs. Osibe mentioned about, post-study opportunities in Ireland. I can tell you for sure that Ireland has, to the barest minimum, maybe 98% of students who graduate in Ireland get employment. They get employed in the first 7 weeks of finishing their degree. We have a very interesting statistics. As at 2017, we had 67% of the Irish graduates being employed in the Silicon Valley. That has increased tremendously. One of the reasons is that information technology is very rife in Ireland. It's very, it's one of the booming courses, data analytics and all that. Of course, you can't take away medicine or nursing from Ireland. You can't take away the business degrees as well, because we have a lot of economic policies that are entrenched in EU policies, which the students have been able to master over the period. So if I would tell you that, I would say to you, do come to Ireland, choose any of the Irish universities, get in contact with GIC. We will be there to support you, and we're sure you're going to have a very good experience. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ogun. Thank you so much for that. Let me go to Sean. Sean, can you tell us a bit about what's happening in Canada? Basically for our students, not just the students who are coming here, because I know some students have already put in the chat that they're looking at postgraduate. So we're looking at students who we have prepared. We have quite a few of them that are just waiting on the line to join universities, some of them waiting for the WIEC. And the interesting thing also is Canada also insists on WIEC. So that's why you can see the challenge. But what we had done, most of the students that are finished with us had already done WIEC last year. So they're okay. But going forward, anybody that wants to go to a university in Canada, Canada does not accept IGCSEs, they take WIEC. But that's why the Ontario Secondary School Diploma is very, very important for students to actually do. So can you tell us a bit about, in terms of admission for the students who are ready, who want to come in September, what's going on? And then you can tell us a bit about for next year, what to do. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Sean Jiang. I'm a licensed immigration consultant, as well as I'm presenting Laurentian University and the King's University College in London, Ontario. As the COVID spread, a lot of countries are doing different things as to prevent the country having those fires from overseas. For now, it's a very well managed in Canada, actually. But the government and the university is still thinking about the safety issues. Most of the universities, they will start online classes for at least 1 semester, starting from the fall. So immigration, that's a good news that I want to bring, which is just launched 2 or 3 days ago. It is a temporary measurements, which is the Immigration Canada want to support more international students and the institutions as the fall season is fast approaching. So they launched this temporary measurements for the students who will begin their program online this fall with the Canadian learning institutions, which is mentioned that most of the university will offer online class for the first semester. So if the institution is offering this kind of program online, the students are like, you know, they can pursue their education while ensuring everybody's safe, okay? Especially thinking about international students safe, as well as the travel restrictions. So these changes will give students more certainty about their ability to enter Canada once travel and health restrictions are eased in Canada. This is all protections. Regarding to the policy, the new measurements, it will give the students Immigration Canada providing priority study permit processing for students who have submitted a complete application online to ensure the permits are processed as quickly as possible. So which is a really, really great opportunity for the students. As you may know that the processing time of a Canadian visa or a study permit in Nigeria is up to 19 weeks. The longest one that I saw the processing time was 19 weeks. So it's a really, really long time. But for now, they want to accelerate the processing time for Nigerians, for all over the world, the applications to ensure the students can catch up the September intake. Allowing students to count the time spent pursuing their studies online abroad toward their eligibility for a post-graduation work permit. What that means is like if you finish a post-secondary studies in Canada for at least 1 year, you will be automatically get a post-graduation work permit. But they request all the programs that you have to study physically in Canada. It cannot be online, but now they already give the opportunity for the students, especially for the new students. If you're looking for a post-secondary program, you're thinking that, oh, if I take online classes, that I cannot apply for my post-graduation work permit in the future. So the immigration gave you the chance that you can take online class now because of the pandemic. So you will still get post-graduation work permit. So the time of online learning still will be count. So also providing opportunity to international students who cannot submit all of the documents needed to complete processing of their applications and who choose to pursue programs through distance learning by implementing a temporary two-stage approval process. So what is the temporary two-stage approval process? So for some students, because of this pandemic, some of the documents that you can now provide on time. So it used to be the regular applications. If you have incomplete application, your application will be refused. So now, if you have some documents that you cannot provide, for example, your parents' employment letter. So because of the closure of the company, then you cannot provide such kind of documents to prove, or your transcript, right? So you cannot provide a future transcript because the school's closure. So you still can submit the application now. Immigration will give you two-stage approval. They will give you a pre-approval that you are pre-approved study permit. Then you can start, like, let's say in September, you can start your program, right? So once you start your program, until you are able to get the documents, you can submit it back to the immigration. So they will reassess your application as well and give you final approval. So this one is something like if you joined GIC seminars before that you listened to my speech, I mentioned that one principle is if you've already get some Canadian credential, which means you are genuine students. So this is a huge benefit for the students when you apply for a study permit to Canada. So GIC offer you such kind of opportunity. They have a Canadian Foundation program. So they offer you the Ontario, I think that's Ontario Secondary School Diploma, right? So they offer you this diploma, then the transcript that you will be able to use, that is Ontario Secondary School transcript. So which means that is a great proof that you've already been enrolled in a Canadian curriculum. So that will be definitely a good benefit for you to apply for a study permit. So now this two-stage approval process is like demonstrate what we mentioned before. So they want you, even you have some documents missing, they won't consider that as incomplete application from now until September 15th this year. But they want you to join the program. Once you join the program, the school will give you a statement that you've already, enrollment letter, that you've been enrolled in this program. If you have a transcript the school can provide you, you use these documents to add it into your submission. That will give you, I won't say it's guaranteed because like a Canadian visa, there's never guaranteed, right? But it will give you huge chance to get approval. So that is the great temporary measurements. They just launched July 14th, actually. Okay, so if you have any further questions about a Canadian visa or study permit applications, so you can contact Mrs. Osami. So we work together very closely. So you can deliver all the questions to her. We will be happy to answer all of your questions. Okay, so go to the universities. So we've been working together for a long time. Then for this year, so one of the students, I think, did you share, I don't know, like Mrs. Osami, did you share the scholarship letters that I sent you, your student get before?
Okay, yes.
Or can you have your, have the host assign me a co-host? I can share this letter.
Okay. Damilola?
You can share.
Okay, if you can see, here is the letter that we cover, like because of the privacy, we cover all the names and student number. So the student has been accepted by the Bachelor of Computer Science for this September. It's the students from Global International College. It's a 4-year program. This is the briefly tuition fees. So most of the programs is $27,000. So the engineering is 33, business administration 28, architecture is 34. And the student got excellent here. So the student got excellent excellence scholarship. It's 60,000 Canadian dollars. It's up to 60,000 Canadian dollars. It will be spread for 4 years. So dispersed in 4 equal installments during your 4-year degree. Okay, so the first year the student's excellence scholarship has been applied for $15,000. So as long as you maintain your average, so you will get renewable scholarship for the 2nd, the 3rd, and 4th year. So going down to $27,000, 270, including living expenses, everything, school fees, living expenses, books, and everything. So that's a great opportunity for the students to get Canadian, I mean the Ontario Secondary School Diploma. So why of this? Why ag is not really well recognized. When we do the we do accept the WAAC, but it's really difficult for this year students. You don't have WAAC, right? So that is a huge challenge right now. But Ontario Secondary School program will give you opportunity, and I know that. So it's not hard to get higher marks if you make harder, like you work really hard. It's easier for you to get 80% of average for the foundation year. Okay, so if you get an 80%, which means you will get $40,000 Canadian dollars scholarship. If you move forward, if you get over 90% average, you will get a 60,000 Canadian dollar scholarship. So that is really, really attractive, and that will give your parents a lot of facility and ease their finance burden. Okay, and Laurentian University, they have a lot of different programs, are very, very famous in the world, such as mining engineering. Laurentian University is the not the only one in Canada. I think that's the one of 5 universities offer this program, but they are the best one because the city that the university located is a great city for living and for mining. Okay. Also, the sports administration is the only one Bachelor of Sports Administration program in Canada. So the graduates, they are going to the teams, those big teams like NBA teams or baseball or hockey, those big teams. So they gave the students a lot of opportunity for their career in the future because internship is a mandatory in the program, and their final project will be solving current problems in those sports institutions. So there are so many different programs are very, very attractive. Please consider Laurentian as your post-secondary study as well. The fees are very welcomed, and you have a great opportunity for your scholarship as well. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was really, really informative. Thank you so much. And I think what the thing that is clear here is that the countries are certainly really need international students to do come to their country, and also for diversity. And of course, we pay quite a bit as well, you know, as opposed to the students who are local students or local children. So that's definitely looking at it. And I know that the US as well, they got the courts to overrule what the ICE was saying. So it's great to see that countries are gearing up and they're ready, you know, so that's very good information from you, Sean. Thank you so much. Mr. Olusonya, over to you. Can you tell us a bit about medicine? You know, we've had a lot of students who have come to Global International College and they want to study medicine. We have a medical foundation program. And sometimes they say they want to go to the UK. And then you find out in the UK, you need to have, you know, if you're going to get into a UK university for medicine, you have to be a really top student. And that's also looking at, you know, A's or even 4A levels. So we've had a lot of students who have gone and had not been able to do that. So what we normally advise students is to, you know, do the foundation with us and go to University of Debrecen. So Mr. Olusonya has been working with us for a while. A lot of our students have gone there and they passed out and they are working. You know, you can go to anywhere in the world because it's accredited, but he will tell us a little bit about what he's doing with Debrecen. Thank you, Mr. Olusonya. You have to unmute yourself.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sime. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. I want to thank you once again for this opportunity to share. It's a privilege and I appreciate it. I want to thank all the panelists and just pray that things will improve and get better for all of us. I'm actually going to speak briefly on the University of Debrecen. And the opportunity we have regarding Debrecen is Hungary has actually opened up. But the unfortunate thing we're having back here in Nigeria is the country, Nigeria itself, it's not opening up. And the embassies opened up a few weeks back, accepting student visas and all that. And we've started applying for most of them. Even though most of them haven't sat for WAEC yet, we've agreed that their transcripts and their mock results will be accepted for the meantime, pending when the WAEC is out, or maybe when they go to sit for the WAEC. But regarding the medical school in Debrecen, we churn out the best. At least Mr. Musime can testify to that. The best is what we're looking at. And as long as a child, that's why we had to conduct the exams. Even though you have all your straight A's and all that, we'll still go ahead to conduct an exam for the students who intend to come and study over there. Now, when you're privileged or you're opportune to come study in Debrecen, you have every opportunities waiting for you. If you come out during the semester's exams, and if you do very well in your exams, the school looks at you and give you an opportunity by giving you a scholarship, which you get maybe 20%, 25%, even up to 30% on your tuition fee. It doesn't go beyond that. But it also gives an opportunity to students who intend to also work after graduation and all that. But what we want to say is this: as long as the student is opportune to come to Debrecen and he has all the best grades ever, you have all the opportunities for you in Hungary. Hungary is in Central Europe. Hungary is doing very well when it comes to certificates are recognized all over the world. We have students from the US, from the UK, and all over coming to study because the fees are affordable. The certificate is recognized worldwide, and the opportunities are there. Because right now, most of the companies coming to Hungary are looking for opportunities regarding students to work, and most of our students who are graduated, especially for the non-medical and the medical, are taking that opportunity to stay back in Hungary and work. Our medical school is, I wouldn't say it's top class, but I know it's very challenging because I know many of our students who have been there have always been complaining, we don't sleep well, we don't have time and all that. But the truth is, you can come out of the Debrecen Medical School and not be top class. That one is certain. So I will encourage everybody to seize this opportunity, especially parents, go through the Global International, use this opportunity, seek this opportunity, and send your children to Hungary, and you will not regret it. Thank you, Mom.
Thank you so much. I just had one question for Mr. Ogun before I move on to our final speaker today, who will crown everything up. At least, you've heard all the courses that we want to do and the kind of money that you help us crown it up. Mr. Ogun, in terms of medicine, also in Ireland, what's the process? We have a couple of students that have been calling us that they want to come to Ireland. What's the process in terms of medicine? Is it A levels or foundation are accepted? What's the process in terms of?
Well, Ireland operates, most of the medical schools have designated schools for foundation. One of them will be Castle College, another is DIFC. However, they would not take, they would take students with A levels if they're able to sit the GAMSAT exams for direct admission. But what we always advise students to do is preferably get involved in like biomedical engineering or biomedical science or one of the core sciences. When you're already in the country for a year, aim to sit the exam because then you understand the system and how they answer the questions. So if you don't go directly for the foundation path in one of the pathways in one of the schools, if I know we're working with GIs, Global International, to align their courses with the Irish universities so that the foundation, the medical foundation pathway will be recognized. So we already have one or two partnerships already, but not for medicine. But that is being put on deck at the minute. So basically, if the students don't come for foundation pathway in Ireland, then they have to be high performing. It is quite expensive. It's in the region of, 40,000 plus euros for medicine in Ireland, but it's well worth it at the end of the day because you register directly in the European Union to work.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you for that, clarification. So let me just finally now go to Mrs. Bumi Lawson, who would explain exactly what EDFIN is going to be doing for our parents and our students. Thank you, Bumi. Over to you.
Thank you very much. Yes, good afternoon, everyone. It's indeed an honor to listen to all the panelists talk about the different school options. Each time I listen to that, sometimes I wish that I was going back to school maybe to study medicine this time. So, but it's good that there are a variety of options. One of the key things for me and why EDFIN is doing what we are doing to support students and parents is that education is critical to the future of Nigeria. We are hoping that as we provide an avenue for students to study abroad, yes, they would work there, gain experience, but that eventually they will come back and repair this country to take us really forward. So that's why I just sort of feel that students should have avenues for high quality education that truly transforms their mind so that they too can come back and actually transform Nigeria. So I'm going to start off by showing a video of what's the product we have in terms of loan, providing loans to parents and students so that you can have access to international education. Then it's a short video, 3 minutes. Then I will now go into further details on how to apply the terms and conditions and so on and so forth. So listen through for the video. I hope you can all hear it. Let me check the sound also. Yeah, I think it's, let me play it so that we can be sure that you can hear it. Can you?
Are you interested in
Can you
studying
hear the
abroad or
sound?
in Nigeria but do not have the financial means?
Yes, you can hear it.
EDFIN Microfinance Bank has a loan package to give you the education of your dreams. You can access loans for your studies with EDFIN Wise. With an EDFIN Wise loan, you can meet your study needs with convenience. The maximum loan amount is 5 million naira. The loan tenor is up to 18 months. The repayment frequency is on a monthly basis. Interest rate is 2% flat per month. The rates, commission, and charges include admin fee of 1%, insurance 1%, and credit bureau charge. Documentation requirements include full KYC, 12 months bank statements, guarantors information, and/or movable collateral, and a 10% cash deposit commitment on the value of the loan. To apply for this loan, visit our website www.edfinmfb.com. Click on Apply for a Loan and fill the quick application loan form. Simple process, quick access. Apply today with your institution code. For more information, please call 00945463334 or send an email to contact us at edfinmfb.com. EDFIN Microfinance Bank, enabling education for the future.
Okay, so thank you. So I would go into the presentation slide so that you can then go into more details. But if you have questions, do put them in the question and answer icon that is provided in this webinar. Okay, so we've gone through the video. I want to tell you a bit more about EDFIN Microfinance Bank. So EDFIN Microfinance Bank, we are the first specialized education finance bank in Nigeria, in fact in Africa. What we do is to enable education for the future. We believe that people should have access to quality education. And typically we found that finance is one of those things that is an obstacle for you to be able to access quality education, both for school owners, but even for those who also want to access the education. So we typically provide loans to school owners so that they can upgrade their systems, they can make it better, but also to students and their parents so that they can have access to quality education. So we believe that providing appropriate financial services and value-added solutions to education providers and users will lead to the realization of human potential. For us, Nigeria, we keep saying we have potential in Nigeria. We need to realize it so that it doesn't keep staying only at potential. So our offerings provide access to the world, any school internationally, provided you go through one of our partners. So we want to be sure that it is, an authentic application. It is a school that has been endorsed by a partner locally that we know about it, which is why we are partnering with Global International College. And we are flexible. We try to make sure that it's affordable. As I showed, the interest rate is 2% flat per month. I will tell you, it is the lowest interest rate ever in EDFIN. And we brought it down, one, because of the COVID pandemic, but also because we estimate that the economic recession is also there. So you will find that most banks are also a bit wary about giving consumer loans at this time, but we feel that we do not want education to suffer, and we have to really take up that challenge. The Nigerian Bureau of Statistics published a report on how Nigerians spend For non-food and shelter item, education ranks #1 in the Southwest in terms of that spend. So we know that our parents and us take our education seriously. So the maximum loan is 5,000 naira, which translates roughly to about $12,500. So from what the numbers I saw is roughly about 50% of the fees that you will need. So we expect that it helps to actually make it affordable. So if you can pay half, then you get a loan for half. So interest rate 2% flat per month. The tenure is 18 months, but it's typically linked to the tenure of the program. So for instance, if you are doing a 2-year A level and the entire school fees has to be paid, we could tailor our loan to that 24 months, but we typically look at a 1-year program. So the loan for 1 year. So, and if you now want to pay for the next year, you would have finished paying the first loan, and then you can get another 5 million for that next year. So that's what we sort of do. So, but if you go for the longer tenure of 18 months, so that it's sort of you're trying to make it affordable, we can then give you a top-up loan 12 months later for your next loan, even though you still have 6 months left to pay on the first loan. So we restructure the entire thing to just sort of make it affordable for you. For you to be eligible for this loan, you should be admitted for, you should have processed your admission for study in any course. And of course, Global International College would have admitted you, or any of our other partners. You must have a parent or a sponsor who is resident in Nigeria. So for now, I know that Nigerians in diaspora may even have more purchasing power than Nigeria's resident, but there's no way to contact or follow up with them for now. So even though you're studying abroad, you must have someone who signs as a co-borrower that is resident in Nigeria. Then we determine the income capacity through bank statements, an employment letter, and other sources of income. So even if your parent has a business, we are able to use their bank statements and their business activity to be able to give the loan. So we don't say, oh, you must be working in specific companies. It's determined from the bank statements, your historical level of income. Then for collateral, we use movable collateral. So you don't have to bring properties or land or what have you. A car, generator, your laptops, and all of that. So each of those equipments should be at least 20% the value of the loan. So we don't take things that are too small in value, but so the movable collateral is what we use. It's easier for us to be able to, for people to be able to provide that as collateral. And then we also, of course, want the guarantor. So a guarantor who, in addition to the co-borrower, so the guarantor who will guarantee that, yes, this person will repay the loan. And then you have to put 10% of the loan amount in an account with EDFIN as your own contribution as well. It's easy for you to apply. It's online, well, everything we do. So if you click on our website, which is www.edfin.com, there's a loan, an icon there that says apply for a loan, and you click on the quick application tab. You just fill in the form. Basic information is asked for you. There's a form for you to download and fill, and then you upload all the other documents, your passport, 12 months bank statement, utility bill, the guarantor's ID and passport, as well as evidence of income, which is basically a 12-month statement, financial reports, and so on. So, and it's quick approval process. So we just check with Global International College. They too have to give us a recommendation that yes, you have applied to them, you've gone through all their processes, you qualify for the specific university you have. You may have a conditional admission and things like that, admission letter, so you have to add that as well. And once we have all the documents, within 2 to 3 days, you receive your funds. There are 2 ways that we typically remit the funding. So it depends on how you want to pay the university. So if it's through Global International College, we would remit the funding to Global International College that then pays the school fees on your behalf. We do not do foreign currency. So if you are going to have to buy foreign currency, we can then disburse it to the bank where we would have to say that it would be used for college, for your college fees, for transfer. So you can't withdraw it for any other purpose. So that's basically what we do. So this just details all the other things I've basically explained. If you are using a business, that business should have been in existence for 2 years. You can't just set up a mom and pop shop and then use that. So you must have a business. And if you're employed, that company should have existed for 5 years. You should be a confirmed staff. So those are the things that we would look at as we are trying to evaluate your ability to repay the loan. So all our contact information is here. Our website is very detailed. I actually have even longer webinars that show how to apply for the loan and so on that you may benefit from. But any other information that you need, Global International College also has that information. You can reach out to them and they will provide you with any support that you need to be able to get a loan for your studies abroad. So thank you very much. Can take questions now.
Thank you so much, Bumi. Thank you so much, Mrs. Lawson. That was great. That was great. Okay, so question time, so we can ask questions. I know that a few of the questions we've already answered them on the Q&A. But if anybody has any questions for Mrs. Lawson, and please put it there, or if you want to raise your hand so they can ask it, and use the raise hand symbol there, please, so you can ask questions. What I was going to ask Bumi is, in terms of repayment, the only thing that's repayable every month is the interest, then the bulk payment comes, or is it broken into 18 months?
Okay, so I will show you a sample repayment schedule. Yes, I was going to do that as well. So we typically ask you to do your repayment monthly. Okay. So once you take the loan, that's why we want whoever is your co-borrower for the students to be able to earn income. So we don't do that, oh, after your study day, you start working, you repay the loan. We don't have that kind of facility in Nigeria yet. As soon as we do, we would offer it to our customers. But for now, once you take the loan, I hope you can see the cursor, it just shows you the repayment. So for, say, if you take 5 million naira for a 24-month period, which is basically 2 years, you will then be repaying each month 308,000 naira every month over the 24 months. So that's what we currently do. We don't we don't have the facility where you pay interest and then pay lump sum at the end as of now. So you have to, your parent has to be repaying the loan monthly as after the loan has been granted to you. So within the next 30 days, you get your first repayment.
And of course, this is for 5 million. So if it's a program, some of our programs are not more than maybe 1.2, 1.5, so whatever. You know, and we know that with COVID, we'll probably not be able to do boarding anyway. That's what takes it up. So of course, this is for people who need the 5. If you come to Global, you probably need much lower than this. So the repayment will be much lower. Yeah. So I think, yeah. So this is like a 1 million repayment, Abby?
Exactly. So this is now 1 million. Repayment for 1 million, you pay 60, well, let's round it up to 62,000 naira every month. So you pay over 24 months, depending on the cost. If it's 1 million naira. So yes, for smaller, so it's linked to the tuition fee anyway. We don't give you loans above the tuition fee. So we look at the tuition fee and the duration of that program and use that as a basis for calculating the loan amount.
Okay, so for students who are going to do a postgraduate, you know, they're not necessarily in Global, and they want to do a postgraduate as well, they would have to get the offer letter.
Yeah, they have to show us the admission letter from their school that they are in a program in the school. Then they still also have to have somebody resident in Nigeria who signs as a co-borrower, you know, for that loan. Yes. So
like a guarantor.
Well, it's more than a guarantor. A co-borrower means
co-borrower. Oh wow.
Yes, okay. A co-borrower means that you also borrowed the money. So that means we can actually hold you responsible for repaying the loan. Unlike a guarantor, which is only needed when you default from a loan. So the reason, because microfinance banks are not allowed to operate outside of Nigeria. So we can't be lending money to somebody who is resident in another country. So if you're a student in another country, you're a resident in that country. So it has to be that we give your parent the loan, pay your school fees, so that kind of things. I think somebody was asking really about the MBA program that is 2 years. What we do is we give you a loan that covers your first year tuition. By the time you need your second year, you apply for another loan, and then we give you another loan. So we expect to have been seeing your repayment schedule. But I don't think that most schools ask you to pay for the 2 years upfront.
No.
Yeah, so you are paying yearly. So there was a
In
question.
fact, the MBA online we're doing with the partner university is so much lower than somebody had called yesterday, wanted to know what a pre-masters. They wanted to go and do a pre-masters in the UK. By the time we checked, Kaplan that does it, was £18,000 just for a pre-masters. And we have a partner now that you can do a pre-masters that is certainly less than 3,000. Even the MBA, I don't think it's more than 5,000. So we have some online courses, and because that's the beauty about this period. Because a lot of the universities know that, you can do your online program. You don't need to go into mortar and brick. So the cost of mortar and brick in a higher education is what they charge you, that they start asking for 20,000, 40,000, because they have to provide for staff and all of that. But most of them now have programs that is online. And like I said, we're partnering with some who are doing the degree and the postgraduate. So if it's something you're interested in, just to lower your cost, because from what Bumi has told us, the maximum is 5 million. So by the time you look at courses that are going into, I know that Sean, there was a time I spoke to you about MBA, and you said it was $80,000 or something like that for the MBA. Sean?
It's about like $80,000.
Yeah. So MBA is quite a lot of money, So we have that option is available, and it can be funded by EDFIN if you're interested, So do we have any other questions? There's a question here says, what's the difference between...
Dayo Adewale, she's the manager in charge of the product. I can see that she's been responding to some of the questions online. So
yes.
You have other questions. She's the key contact that would advance
great.
As well.
Okay, somebody asked what's the difference between Ontario Secondary School Diploma and Foundation. It's the same thing. The Ontario Secondary School Diploma is the foundation program that we're doing. Basically, it's a foundation for university, and the course that you want to do in university, you get a foundation for it. So it's the same program that we're doing. Okay. So I don't think we have anybody from the participants that wants to ask. Okay, there's another. I want to know if you assist with admission processes for university entry and visa too. Yes, we do. That's what we've done for the last 21 years. That's why we exist. With visa, you can understand, even I know that some of our panelists spoke, nobody can guarantee a visa for you. Nobody can guarantee, but what we can do is to make sure, like a few weeks ago, Sean had a meeting with our parents and went through step by step. He has a checklist, and it's amazing why Nigerians are actually being rejected. There were so many things on that checklist that a lot of people didn't even know. That's why we make sure we use consultants who know their onions, so that because you find people have paid so much money to US, paid so much money to whatever, and they get rejected. And usually it's documentation. So that's why in anything we're doing, we have consultants that work with us. And then even for the UK, all the, whatever the conditions are, we make sure that it's met, and you do your documents very well. So we do that for university and for visa as well. Thank you. So I don't think we have any other questions that the audience wants to ask. So basically, I'll just now sort of look at rounding up and just ask for our panelists to just say a few more words in terms of what's happening in terms of admissions, in terms of scholarships. We want to hear about scholarships that you're going to offer to Nigerians. A lot of students, parents are looking at help. So if there's anything you want to share in rounding up, please share with us. If we start with Sean, if you just want to share with us exactly some points, that just to make some points, maybe on the visa that I just spoke about, it will be useful to hear. And also on the experience, not only the study permits, I know that in a few times I've spoken to you, you had mentioned that the pandemic obviously has also affected Canada, but Canada also still has a need for people to come in and work. But the experience, the one that is the for immigration is not as easy. The route might always be education. The faster route might always be like you need to maybe go for a master's or go for. Do you want to talk a bit about that? So we have people who might be here that wondering that they want to go to Canada and settle there and all of that. You know, what are the options? What's the best way for Nigerians?
Actually, for immigration to Canada, it's not easy as you mentioned, right? Especially for now, if you want to come to work in Canada, it's even harder because of this pandemic. A lot of people lost their jobs, over a million. So it's not really easy to get a job offer or labor market opinion. It's really hard. But if you want a really immigrant here, so Canada changed their trends for the past few years. So they want to welcome international students because international students bring the economics up, right? So they contribute the economics first. And then after studying, they offer different opportunities for students, several different things, like even they offer pilot programs. If you're the students, you don't need work experience. You can apply for the program. There are several programs. Also the provincial nominee programs. Most of the, let's say some of the provinces, they offer nomination program for the master degree graduations. So once you graduate from master degree program, you will be qualified for nomination program. So you can apply directly. You don't need the work experience. So no matter what's your background right now, come in Canada to study first and get immigration is the easiest way and is the best way to choose for now.
So I think that's good. So that most countries will still welcome definitely students now, because now that the economy is a little bit, they certainly need international students to come on board. But with Canada, you know that once you get to a country and you know that the country gives you more opportunities, then it's easier when you go to that country to now, you know, take advantage of the opportunities. Bumi, there's a question here that's asking that, do they have to come through GIC? Do you give loans directly to students, or must it be an institution?
Well, we prefer that they come through our partner institutions. Although, yes, we can look at them one-on-one, but our preference is that, because, you know, like all the admission process, all those visas you've talked about, is an advantage to the student. So if you come to us one-on-one, you're going to be struggling, you know, so we do prefer that you're coming through an organization such as GIC. So that's what we prefer. But yes, we do see one-on-one, but I will tell you that your application goes faster if you're going through a GIC, for instance, you know, and because they would have helped you with the application form, they can give you a recommendation, they know you, you know, and things like that. So those are the things that we also look for, but you can come directly as well.
Great, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, somebody's asking that. Sean is the Canadian immigration consultant. That's what it is. What I think you joined us late. Maybe that's why you're asking the question. He's a Canadian, so anything to do with Canada, Sean is the person to go to. But he's a partner, so if you are interested in any program, whether you want to do the Ontario Secondary School Foundation program, or you want to go for undergraduate, or you want to go for postgraduate, or you just want to go, you have a business, you want to go set up a business there, or you want to do the Canadian experience, I mean, anything to do with immigration, that's what he does for Canada. That's what he's offering. He's not offering loans. So it's Mrs. Lawson that joined us to talk to us about financing the education. What we try and do in Global is to look at the value chain and say, how do we make it easier for students to get what they want so that they won't struggle. But at the end of the day also, whoever is given the loan expects that it must be paid back. So that's why when they come to institutions like ours, they expect that we're giving them the best kind of student. And we also assist to an extent to make sure the student pays back. Because it's important that credibility is preserved for us. We don't want to, so long as the student is here with us, it's easier to track the loan and to make sure parents are paying. So that's why I think they would rather deal with institutions, you know, sometimes, and I can understand that. I can understand that. Okay, so the flyer that is up there is just talking about the various the various webinars we're doing. So if you want to study in the US or UK, and also if you're interested in online degree, please join us on Monday as well. Mrs. Lawson will also be here with us to talk to people who are interested and see how they can finance. And then that's for online degrees. And on the 30th of July, I put the wrong date for somebody, somebody who asked. Actually, USA is the 30th of July. So we have that coming up as well. And then we have the secondary school webinar coming up on the 4th of August. And that secondary school webinar will be looking at what we're doing for the secondary school. We don't want to leave them out. Even as soon as they join year 7, parents have to start planning for their students, their children earlier. And that's what we try and get them to do. The cost of education, if you go to a unity school, for example, or whatever, and you are not paying much, all of a sudden you want to go to university in the UK or in the US, you're going to be, having a heart attack when you hear this kind of fees. So it's always, so we talk to our parents, we invite them to seminars like this, even if their child is in year 7, because before you know it, they are ready to go to university. And of course, as a Christian school also, we have a parenting seminar that will come up on the 11th of August, Parenting in Perilous Times, Equipping Your Child for University and Beyond. We believe in building a very godly, solid foundation in global. And we know that the home is where it starts. It's been exciting to see students who have been at home. In fact, one of our students came and I said, "Hi, is he at home?" It's quite a little bit of a naughty little young man. But he said, "Mommy, Mrs. Osman, it's been quite good. My mom, my dad, So parents have taken the advantage of this period to bond with their children and, to just get to know their children, because it's not easy in Nigeria. You have to work, you have to do all of that stuff. So that's why we also look at it, and we're inviting parents. So any parents should please come to the webinar, where we're going to have some people, our panelists are very used to working with young people. What has happened with hush puppy shouldn't be happening in Nigeria. If we know how to really ensure we build the right foundation, and this is a school that does that. We want to produce transformative leaders. We don't want people that will go out and put Nigeria's name, give us a bad name, really. And when our students are going to UK, going to US, Canada, we're the ambassadors. So we expect when they go there, they behave themselves. They look at what they've learned in school in Nigeria, and they behave themselves. And we actually give them that pep talk as well. We give them pep talk. Make sure you don't get involved with the wrong gang, drug, and all of that. So we're going to be talking about that. So parents will be able to benefit from some of these, from our experience that we've had for quite a while. I think there's a question. Let me just see before we round up. We're going to be rounding up very, very soon. I think we've basically answered most of the questions. So I'll just ask Mr. Olusoye as well to just give us a closing remark.
Thank you, Mr.
Please, Peter, can you copy the emails or find a way so you can send the webinars to some of the our guests that are asking? Okay, Mr. Olusoye, just a few words for us to round up.
Thank you, Mr. Simir. I would just like to say that it's a good time that we're sharing this, because many parents are really going through a lot, and this will give them an opportunity to get to know the best opportunities that their children can take. And like I said, for Debrecen, we're open up. It's just that with challenges we're having right now, it has to do with this country. But we'll just hope that before now, maybe September, all will be well. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. And just a couple of questions. I think it's been answered though. Bumi, if a program is more than 18 months, what happens? That's the question that's been asked. And of course, you said it's 48 hours, takes 48 hours to process the loan. But if it's more than 18 months, what do you expect to do? Or can you extend it to the tenure of the...
Case by case, you can extend. So, but of course, we want to make sure that you are able to afford to repay the loan. So that's one of the things that we are looking at, because if it's a 2-year program, hopefully your school fees, you're paying it per annum. So that's why we typically would look at giving you a loan for the first year, you repay that. Then we give you another loan for the second year and you repay that. So that would have been 12 months tenure. But overall, over the program, that's 24 months. So, but if, for instance, the school now says, okay, you, like an MBA, they want you to pay everything in advance, then we could extend it to the 24 months.
Oh, great, great. That's good. That's good to know. So just your closing remarks. So we just round up.
All right. So certainly there's no reason, why if you're good, you pass your exams and you're diligent. Even now, it's almost as if you don't have to write the WAEC exam and you can get admission. But if you're diligent in your work, there's no reason why you don't have access to the education you require. Whether you're sitting in Nigeria applying, doing your MBA online, or even your degree now. I've even seen secondary schools also start advertising for online courses. So with the partnership with Global International College, who has 21 years experience doing this, you certainly can't miss out. And EDFIN is here to support you in that goal that you have. Thank you.
Excellent,
Thank you for the
excellent. Thank you so much, EDFIN, and for coming to speak to us. Thank you, Mr. Lusonya. Thank you so much, Sean. You guys, anytime we call you, you're always on, you're ready to join us and just to see how we can help our students to get the best. Really, that's why Global is here. Global International College is determined to ensure that Nigerian students have the best anywhere in the world. And parents are also very keen to ensure that their children have international exposure. So it's not only about sitting locally, it's about, even if you do your first degree, the amazing thing now is that Nigerian universities the students have been out of university for about 2 months and there has been no online teaching, going, because the universities are not equipped for this. So it's very sad. So that's why we have to come in and fill the gap and try and see programs that students can be doing until they go to university. So you can go and join and do a master's, an undergraduate online whilst you're waiting for university. And before you know it, you have 2 certificates. You can do it at home. You don't even have to go anywhere. You can do it and get that certificate, because I know that Nigerian students are very hardworking. So I just want to say on that note that I want to thank everybody who has joined us today, all our participants. Thank you so much for joining us and asking those brilliant questions I was asked. And I want to thank Mrs. Lawson for giving us her time to come and talk to us, and her colleague that have come to talk to us about how they can assist. It's so difficult sometimes getting loans from banks. So for her to really do this, is that I know that it's not because of the money, it's because of her passion for education, to ensure everybody has access. And one of the things that brings access to you is money. You need money to pay. But at the end of the day, it's a great investment. That slide I showed, that if you go to some countries, the kind of salaries you'll be earning is so much more, if you just limit yourself to, oh, I'm staying locally. You do your first degree here, you go do your master's, and you get a job, you are, laughing all the way to the bank. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you, Dami. Thank you, Peter, for joining us. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Mr. Lusonya. Thank you, Mrs. Lawson. God bless you all. Thank you so much. And please do join us on Monday. If you are interested, or you know anybody that's interested in online degrees, in computer, business, and then an MBA. So we'll be talking a little bit about that on Monday. So, and we hope to be able to also get financing for you. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sami. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Stay safe.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.